Okay, so I am going to make my mother's cream of mushroom chicken recipe, but I am going to make it in the Instant Pot. She always makes her cream of mushroom chicken in the oven, and she uses milk in the recipe. I'm not going to use milk because, well, I'm doing it in the Instant Pot. So we're going to see how this turns out, and if I like it, you will have the original recipe. If I don't, you'll have the tweaked recipe. So I am making half of that pack, well, almost half. This is going to go back in the freezer. This portion is going to be cooked. It looks like about 8 drumsticks. Okay, so I have my frozen chicken in here. I did put it in water for a little bit in order to get the backing off. And I dumped some onions and minced garlic in the bottom of the pot. And my mom always puts salt and pepper on hers. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put pepper on there, but instead of pepper, I'm going to use this broth that I have. So that's going to be the salt. Because I am pre-cooking this chicken the way that I am, I want to make sure that it gets some flavors into it. And I'm also not going to be using the I'm not going to be using the milk, so I just really want to make sure that the flavors are in there. So because the chicken is frozen, I only added about a cup of the broth to the bottom here, and then the rest of the liquid is going to come from the chicken. So I'll go ahead and put this in here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just do pressure cook. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm just thawing out this meat. But when I thaw out meat, I usually thaw it out for about 15 minutes, and it makes it really, really tender. So alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cook that, and I will be back when it's ready. Alright, so I just let it vent out, and I was on the phone, so I did not show you that, but I am going to show you what this chicken looks like. Baby, look at that. That looks really, really, really good, and honestly, I don't even think I need to add anything else, only because this really does need to, it needs some type of liquid. So at this point, because it's already juicy enough, I'm not adding any more water, anything. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's already, I don't want to start messing with it, or else it's going to fall apart. And it's actually still perfectly positioned. So I'm just going to leave it alone and go ahead and add my cream of mushroom soup. So I have both cans of my soup in here, and what I decided to do is take some of the liquid from the Instant Pot and the chicken and just kind of mix this all in together. So here we have it all mixed together, and I'm going to go ahead and pour this into over my chicken. Now again, if you don't want all of the fat from the chicken in there, I would just suggest you go ahead and just drain it and then put whatever you want, water or more broth or whatever. So this is what that looks like. So I'm just going to close this back up. Alright, I'm going to reseal this. And I'm going to reset my time. So right now it's on warm, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that and hit pressure cook. I'm going to pressure cook it. It's already at 15 minutes because that's the last setting that I used, and that's exactly what I'm going to need this time. So I'm going to let it start. And once this is done, I'm actually just going to put it in the refrigerator because it's nighttime and we've already made dinner for today. I made cracked chicken today. And if you want to see that video, the link is posted. However, this is for tomorrow and I have a busy day tomorrow and I just kind of wanted to get it out the way. So I will let you guys see this once it's all finished. And then at that point, I'll determine if I need to saute off some of the liquid and so on and so forth. So it appears to be coming to pressure a lot quicker because it was already warm. So one of the things I wanted to tell you is that on my blog, the thawed recipe and the frozen recipe is on there. This is the frozen recipe. A lot of my recipes are frozen when I start because, well, you know, I don't really plan them out. It's just like, what are we going to have? Boom. And this is what we're going to have. So I've always pretty much cooked my meat frozen. It's a weird thing. When I was cooking in the oven, it was the same thing. So it is on. I can hear it. I already see smoke. So I literally just cut this on. I shouldn't be touching that because this thing is weird. But anywho's, wipe that down. Yeah, so it's on 15. And, you know, it's really steaming up. So it looks like it's going to get going pretty quickly here today. So somehow I did not hear this. And I let it keep going. So I guess we're going to see what's in this pot. Because, yeah. I accidentally did a 13-minute no pressure release. So, bear with me on what we find in here. I had a lot of liquid, so I'm hoping it's okay. I do not know how I did not hear this. I'm downstairs and yeah, I should have set my clock, but let's see. Where are we at with this? Really funny about my pot. There we go. Okay, it's not dropping, so I have to, nope, it's not dropping. Oh my. Okay. And me, let's wash everything. Already washed the. So let's take a look here at my meat. Let me pull a piece out for you. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. It is so flipping tender. It's crazy. However, it's not a gravy like I like it. So I am going to go ahead and cancel saute. I'm going to let it do a normal saute. Probably go down about 10 minutes and see how that does for me. Again, I don't need this until tomorrow, but it's still good to this is what it looks. It needs to be a thick gravy. If it's still not thick enough, then I will have to go ahead and add some starch to this, but I'm gonna let it go ahead, and it's already starting to get some of that water out of there, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so it cut off, but of course the pot is still hot, so it's still going. And I'm not going to stir this up too much because it's really falling off the bone. I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. I think that the only change I would make in the recipe would be to wait to add my, no, I wouldn't wait to add my my broth, because I really like it kind of soaking into the chicken to begin with. But I might drain it and then add 1 cup of liquid after the fact, and then, you know, add in my mushroom sauce. I'm not really sure. I actually think it looks pretty doggone good. And once I make the mashed potatoes tomorrow, and I'll do a video that it'll be an extension of this video, so you won't have to look for another video. I'll show it all plated, kind of give you an idea of what it looks like.